It's always lovely to be able to showcase a car which is already, in quite literally every colour combination and every form, one of our absolute best sellers in our collection, of course that being a Range Rover Sport, but in particular with something more special, something more rare to its spec. And in the case of this example, of course a 2015 facelift generation Range Rover Sport HSE Dynamic, and of course we'll get into what all of that means in practice, this has a gorgeous choice of interior colour. The exterior is Carpathian grey, but that interior is very, very special. On paper, it's simply called tan, but the reality is it's the exact kind of tone and combination with those lighter and darker tones which you would expect from something like a Pagani or a Spiker, and it goes with grey remarkably well. You can of course tell that in the video, but even more so in person, it has to be said. And of course, being a Range Rover Sport, these were very expensive cars, absolutely when new, well in excess of 60, sometimes £70,000 depending on the optional extras, many of which we'll get to in the form of this car. This exact car now though is under £17,500. And when you really step back and consider that, that's basically hatchback money these days for a vehicle which was a top tier luxury 4x4 and to this day still looks, sounds, feels and absolutely drives like it is still a £60,000 to £70,000 car. Now of course, speaking to that price, it still retains the option, if you did want to make use of it, of low deposit financing, and this car has only just kissed, since 2015 mind you, 80,000 miles. And for reference, that's still 7,000 less miles than the average for one of these on the market, so clearly many of these have done a lot of miles, because as we've said before, that's exactly what they're good for. These eat up motorway mileage in particular, and with the 3-litre SD V6 engine, it's no wonder why. In fact, those miles cost a lot less than you would think, given that these can still average up around 40 miles to the gallon, as high as 44 on the motorway, which is so much better than you would think, and certainly expect, realistically, a Range Rover to do, but there you go, they actually are that efficient. Now what is of course more important than even its mileage is its history, and this has a full documented service history to its name, including its all-important cam belt change having already been done by Cars Land Rover. It still has of course its 2 original keys, and MOT until December with no advisories at all to worry about, and in addition to being a HSE Dynamic, it comes with the Stealth Pack, naturally has adaptive xenon lights with those signature LED day runners, dual view touchscreen display, panoramic roof, power opening and closing tailgate, multiple 12-volt power points with auxiliary inputs, Bluetooth, voice controlled navigation, USB as well, cruise control as you would assume, front and rear parking sensors with reverse parking camera as well, dual zone climate control, adaptive dynamics as the car's name suggests, and as we often love to remind people about these cars, the fact that it has that dual high and low speed transfer box with of course torque vectoring, it means it's a proper 4x4. It's not a poser's car which only ever mounts the curb. You can take on the tough stuff if you need to, which is of course what you would hope for from a car which has its roots in the Land Rover of all things. Speaking to being used as a family car though, of course it does have Isofix anchor points for child seats as well, and to return to the point of that engine, not only is the fuel economy fantastic, but so is the pulling power. 600 newtons of torque is plenty, that's for sure. 440 foot-pounds is a monstrous amount of low-end pulling power. That's in addition to 300 horsepower, and even as a 2015 car, which sometimes certain 4x4s don't have the advantage of a lower road tax. In the form of this one though, it's still hundreds upon hundreds of pounds a year cheaper than many other 4x4s at $345 a year, compared to in some cases nearly $800. If then you've already been considering a Range Rover Sport, and you are in particular looking for one with great mileage, a superb history, and something extra special in terms of its visual trim, then this is a truly lovely example. So of course you could reach out regarding this car via the email address of course shown right here on screen, or give us a call on 01749 871 155, or alternately on our mobile number of 07482 267 439.